Hey, welcome. This is actually going to be a micro episode, a mini episode for CannaTourists. So if you're a CannaTourist in Colorado, maybe you're here right now, maybe you're visiting and you're trying to look for some information about some good dispensaries and places to go and things to see and what you might do, I wanted to give you a few tips and see if I can't help you out, fill in your Grand Theft Auto map a little bit for you and give you an idea of what's going on. Okay, so I wrote a few notes here. I'm going to try and keep this one really short so that if you're just new in town or maybe you're new to the podcast, you can just watch this real quick and it'll be brief. Okay, so when you first get to town, this is Denver. Your miles may vary with other locations, but the rules are going to generally be the same, okay? So when you get to Denver, the first thing that I'd recommend doing is picking up a copy of a magazine called The Westward. The Westward is our local entertainment fish wrap. It has an entire section devoted to marijuana. About the back third of that magazine is devoted to marijuana. Matter of fact, marijuana kept that magazine alive. It'd probably be dead by now if it wasn't for marijuana. So pick up a copy of The Westward. You're going to find all kinds of great coupon and printed ad deals inside there that change on kind of like a rotational basis, right? So the freshest deals are going to be in a copy of The Westward. Another great magazine to pick up is a magazine called The Rooster. The Rooster is kind of like the competitor to The Westward. It's kind of done in a little bit different format. It looks more like a magazine, less like a tabloid. It's a pretty nice magazine. Pick it up. It also has a lot of great advertisements for local vendors of marijuana around here, all kinds of places. Another great resource is weedmaps.com. Weedmaps.com is great because it works just like Google Maps, except it shows you all the dispensaries in your local area, and it shows you the ones that you're closest to. Bear in mind that if you're not a Colorado resident, you're not going to be able to shop med. So you're going to need to shop in one of the recreational places, okay? There's a great magazine called the CannaSaver. CannaSaver.com, and they have a website. You can go to that. And I should mention, the Westward and a Rooster, of course, they have a website, right? So you can go to there. But when you get into town, it's best to get the paper because there's so many ads and there's a lot of good coupon deals in there that if you're visiting, they pay off. And then there's another magazine called the Sensi Mag, and they have a site called sensimag.com. And then there's another one called hcmagazine.com. And now that one is kind of like a cannabis connoisseur kind of level sort of thing. So, and then there's a great place, there's a website that I'm going to leave the link to. It's called bestproducts.com, and they got a fun things to do list that has a bunch of dispensaries. I'm going to leave a link to that below. There's another one called thecannabis.co, thecannabis.co. So, and I'm going to leave links to all of these below, right? There's a good list from the High Times that has most of our dispensaries listed. And then there's a really cool article I saw about the fact that Dean Ween from the band Ween has a place called the Honey Pot Lounge, which is a smoking lounge here in Denver. So if you're a big fan of Ween, or maybe if you're just a big fan of smoking pot with other people, you could go to the Honey Pot Lounge. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. I just read the article and saw that it was open. Prior to that, it was kind of in a state of limbo where it was, I think they were trying to sell it or it was being bought out or something like that. And then here's another website that is not specifically cannabis related, but while you're on the subject of being in Denver, there's a great site called milehighonthecheap.com, and you can find all kind of good deals there. So those are just for, if you're visiting, you can use those as resources to help you enjoy your trip a little bit more. I met a really nice couple in the Green Sativa, and they were CannaTourists, and they were asking about, what are some of the other places to visit and stuff like that. And I told them that they were actually in one of the better places. The Green Sativa is, in my opinion, one of the better places. I specifically like to purchase concentrates from the Green Sativa. Because they have really great deals on their concentrate prices, right? So I usually get concentrates from there. And then another one is Rocky Mountain Wellness Center over in Glendale. That's a great place. And then, of course, there are the big players in town like Live Well. And I've shopped at Live Well quite a bit and had really good results there, so I could recommend them. And then there's the Green Solution. I don't normally shop at the Green Solution, so I really couldn't tell you what's going on inside there. Yeah, those are the tips that I would start out giving you, man. Get yourself a copy of the Westward, get yourself a copy of the Rooster, and maybe check out weedmaps.com. And then other than that, man, welcome to Colorado, and I hope you totally enjoy your CannaTourism. I went to Amsterdam a couple of times specifically to do CannaTourism, so believe me, as a CannaTourist myself, I completely get it. So I hope that you have a wonderful time while you're here in Colorado. Thanks for joining me for this mini episode of the Matt Metler podcast. If you like this content, please feel free to join me over on the official Matt Metler podcast, the rest of it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. The Matt Metler podcast is a Matt Metler production, copyright 2019.